About bringing what you're most excited about with bringing in the Justice Society of America, because now you're bringing another superhero team within the superhero team show.
Yeah, what am I most excited about? I'm basically excited about bringing in adults and forcing our team to confront their own ineptitude. Like, I think it's really just a hilarious idea of our guys who fancy themselves heroes meeting actual heroes. It would be like me going and being in like Vince Gilligan's or David Chase's writing room, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a showrunner. Yeah, I'm running a show, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh god, there's like a whole other level of dude out there. And like for our guys, they're like, yeah, we're superheroes, and then they meet like golden age superheroes, and they're like, oh my god, we are so slapdash, and we're just like the shittiest heroes that have ever existed. And I sort of like the different ways our guys react to that. Like Ray Palmer would be like, you know what? We should try to be more like them. And Nick Rory's like, screw those guys, they're uptight. And everybody, it's just a really cool juxtaposition of it's generations clashing. It's like you getting to meet your grandparents, and your grandparents are like, you think you had it hard? Like, you guys are a bunch of babies, a bunch of crybabies. Like, I don't want to hear about your 21st century problems. Like, we had Hitler to deal with, and our guys are like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Like, I mean, we had Vandal Savage, but
So we tried to get out of everybody else who we're going to see from the Justice Society.
Are we allowed to tell you?
Well, they said they're saving it for the panel, but they didn't say you couldn't talk about villains.
Yes.
Can you maybe talk a little bit about some of the villains we'll see coming up?
I know for a fact I can't talk about villains, because that's going to be the big announcement. But the fact that you use the plural word, I think, is, a story, because, we had this monolithic bad guy, Vandal Savage. And, last year we had a team of superheroes, so our way of, you have to have your bad guys be sort of commensurate to your heroes, so we made them immortal, and et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, you almost put too much badassery into one guy, because, if he's immortal and we're trying to kill him, and you have 16 episodes, you're going to fail 15 times, so the audience kind of catches on to that. So this year we wanted to diversify our evil and to sort of spread it out into the universe, and to make it more of a mystery of, we have a consortium of evildoers, as G-Dub used to say, and we don't actually know what their agenda is, as opposed to Vandal Savage, who's like, I'm going to take over the world and I'm going to kill Rip's family. And you're like, well, okay, now we know what the stakes are. This season is much more about peeling the layers off the onion and trying to figure out who our villains are and how their partnership functions or just doesn't function. And it's just fun. It's just like, it gives our team a chance to not have to worry about saving the world every moment of every episode, which means that they can do what they do best, which is just snark and fight and fuck up and all that stuff.
And knowing that there's going to be a crossover event coming up in the fall, can you tease anything about how that's going to work out and what we're going to be kind of seeing a little bit with the other teams?
It's almost like these first 6 episodes have been a chapter unto themselves. We next week we're going to dive into our mini camp, which brings together the showrunners of all the shows that are crossing over. So for me to sort of talk about that is totally talking out of turn, because we that's going to be our big creative summit. So TCAs, we'll talk about TCAs.
As a huge Marvel fan, might we see some Marvel alums on their show?
See some what? Some more?
Some Marvel actors on the universe?
I just saw Peyton, she's got her frequency. Luke Mitchell was on a short list. I would love to have, Robbie.
Time travel.
Yeah.
Time travel. You could go back and pick him up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's going to be no shortage of interesting guest stars this season, regardless. Yeah. Cool. All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.